What's going on, Scorpio? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having an amazing birthday season. Go Scorpio, go Scorpio, it's your birthday. We're gonna party all month long. I'm not sure what that one was about, Scorpio. That I could have did better on that one, but welcome to my channel. Oh, yeah, I already did that. So for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just incredible, Scorpio, especially during your birthday season, and it keeps us growing. Just changing and manifesting and transforming all the time there, Scorpio. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. And I really do hope you all are enjoying your birthday season there, Scorpio. For those of you who may have had a one pass or have a birthday to come, happy birthday. Just sending all the love out there for you, Scorpio. Just I love your energy. But Scorpio, with this weekly spread, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. It never forces reading on the situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great angel around here, Scorpio. Alright, so Scorpio, I'm going to pull a few cards from this Oracle deck here. It's a newer one. I've been enjoying it so far. And then we'll get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, Scorpio, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? Thank you. Oh, got some extras here. There we go. And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I am using, I've included links to them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching Scorpio, so definitely check them out. One of them's a Scorpio, she's fantastic. But they're whole, just really great energies that the whole group brings there, Scorpio, so I think you would enjoy them. But let's go ahead and get into your first card here. Interesting. Alright, Scorpio, so you have the Muse card in reverse here. And with this card, you know, Scorpio, I feel with this, like, there is this energy of, I almost feel like that we haven't been feeling maybe for some, like, inspired maybe as of late. Like, we've been feeling this, it's like, it's almost like the energy has halted in a sense maybe for some of you. And it's just like we're not really feeling the, maybe as abundant, or maybe, because it's not that I don't feel like you aren't generous, but maybe it's just like that we haven't been, it's like maybe that we've been almost expecting others here, how you kind of have all these cups. It's like we've expected others to kind of fill up our cups in a sense, as opposed to like finding ways to fill up our own cups, you know, to kind of find this sort of inspiration in ourselves in a way there, Scorpio. Let me get a little tarot on this, Scorpio, and see what's going on with that. I even am kind of getting this energy for some that maybe we've even been, if that's not the case, Scorpio, for some others, it's like maybe we've been a little bit too generous with our energies, you know, as far as like kind of helping others kind of feel it. It's still kind of the same thing, that it's just like that we're not filling up our own cups. But it's like some, I feel like it's either we're looking for that inspiration, or for us, like some others we're like, we're giving this out, our energies kind of in this deck, very sort of like the Princess of Cups, where we're just giving and giving, but not quite getting that the same in return. Let me see what's going on here, Scorpio. Interesting. Okay, so we are going to talk about that, Scorpio, because you have the abundance here. So you have the Seven of Discs, the Nine of Wands, the Prince of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Eon card, which is the Judgment card, the Chariot, and then the Universe, which is the World here, Scorpio. And I want to talk about first the Chariot. because the Chariot, so I do a pre-shuffle every time before I get into these readings, and the Chariot was one that was that happened to reveal itself while I was talking about this, and I feel like that for some there's, it's like we've kind of gotten off track in a sense, or we haven't been. Like, and I almost feel like something has kind of gotten you off track in a sense. It's like we've come to this. It's like we've come to this chapter here. Things are starting to come, or trying to come to a close, but there's something that I almost feel like for some it's just like there's this energy of this Prince of Swords is almost is giving me this energy of kind of taking advantage of. It doesn't necessarily have to be in like a malicious type of way, but it's just like maybe some people have come, for example, if you're the ones that tend to be kind of like the people pleaser, it's like they expect you to kind of give all of this energy away, because you're the Queen of Wands, you're strong, Scorpio, you're abundant. But I feel that at the rate that that relationship is going, that it's going to eventually just leave you drained there, Scorpio. Not that the relationship is a failure, but it's just going to have you feeling where if you don't deliver, then there's this guilt that comes along with this. It's almost like that there, maybe for some it's like trying to take advantage of, like maybe they think that you're more naive than, like, even than you're letting off in a sense. And but ultimately what I am feeling with this too is that it's going to, at the rate that this is going there, Scorpio, it's like we're going to reach almost like a dead end in a standpoint. And it's just like we're going to end up having to backtrack at the rate that we're just sort of throwing this energy around, and or just kind of putting, just like almost like, it's just like it almost feels like that we're like forcing ourselves to have to deliver all the time is really kind of what I'm getting here, Scorpio. It's very unusual energy that's kind of coming through here, but yeah, I just feel like be mindful of that, Scorpio, because it's gonna lead to, because this can be, the Nine of Wands is one of my burnout cards, one of my recovery cards, and if we're not careful with that, you're gonna find yourselves where, and this is not medical advice or anything, but we're gonna find ourselves, just kind of just really maybe overly tired, or kind of sleep deprived, or just really kind of in our head. Even the Prince of Swords can even give me this sort of like this kind of anxious energy that's going on here, because he's in this deck, the princes represent air, the swords of course represent air, so he's the airy part of air. It's a lot of air energy going on through there. And I feel like with the and while we're talking about elements, the Queen of Wands is water and fire, and I feel like there's a need to just kind of find this balance here to kind of reclaim your power and to be a little more disciplined, maybe, I feel like, in whether we're giving this energy away, or if this is something where we're kind of expecting, because it could be vice versa there, Scorpios, like maybe we're, and it, and again, it doesn't feel necessarily malicious, but there is a manipulative energy that's kind of coming through here, something that's trying, I feel like, steer the direction of this Chariot. So I just feel like and just something to think about, Scorpio. If this is maybe on your end, just be mindful about taking advantage of people's generosity in a sense, And again, not that I feel like you're doing that, but it's just something to. I feel like it's one of those energies. Just like don't take that for granted, Like it's, and just expecting it to kind of be there. All right, Scorpio. That's an interesting energy there. I think I'm gonna go ahead and. I'm gonna pull out of that. Yeah, something to think about. Let's put y'all here. Now let's get another one in the mix here. All right, Scorpio. So you have the Poet here in reverse, and with this energy, Scorpio, You know, because this is a card of relationships and vulnerability. And I almost feel that there is this level of like superficiality that's kind of going on here with some of these relationships that may be formed. Considering we're talking about that generosity and the naivety on this card here, it's either this is someone we're dealing with, or maybe that's someone that's trying to, hmm, and this might even be maybe you're noticing some of your relationships possibly where you're seeing others kind of giving themselves a lot and you're trying to bring this thing to light, even trying to help them bring it to a close, but we're not sure how to, because maybe this is one where, let's say for example, you have a friend who's, you know, super invested in maybe in like this their significant other, and they're just kind of pouring and pouring and pouring, but and you're noticing that the energy is there's not that six of disc, you know, that reciprocity. Then it's not necessarily that I feel like we want to. It's like I feel like maybe for some it's like we're trying to play this kind of delicate game here of just like not trying to necessarily manipulate the situation but try to steer it some type of way, you know, like how can we be involved without being too involved. That's an interesting energy for some. But I do feel there is even like a question to the relationships that are going on in your around you, Scorpio, that maybe we've been questioning like who we can be kind of vulnerable with, and who tends to maybe take advantage of your generosity in a sense, who tends to think you're naive, and maybe we might be thinking about bringing some situations either to a close, or we might even be just erecting some boundaries, I feel like, in a sense. And I do feel for some though that maybe there is this fear. Just thinking with the seven of disc, how this can be a card of failure. That maybe for some we may not be making these moves because we don't want to consider like a relationship failing, whether this be a friendship, whether this be in love, or however this may be translating. But I feel, you know, with when it comes to relationships of any kind, I feel that even if things do happen to come to a close, or you know that that chapter is done in a sense, that doesn't mean that that relationship was a failure or anything. I feel like it's only maybe a failure if we don't learn anything from it, if we don't take a moment and to reflect and consider all of the things that we receive from it, both positive and negative, and then how we apply that to the chariot going forward there, you know, getting into this next chapter. But let's get some tarot on this, Scorpio. Oh, and there you are, Scorpio. Okay, getting a lot of cards here too. All these. All right, Scorpio. Very. Oh, you got a lot of your cards that came through here. So you have the Three of Cups, the Six of Swords, the Five of Wands, the Five of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Death card, you, and then the Devil, Capricorn. And that's interesting there, Scorpio, because I feel because you got with the fives, with these fives here, this 55 that's going on here, Scorpio. You know, I do feel that there is for some there's either been this frustration or this energy of not quite getting the same amount, like almost like people may be letting you down in a sense. And I mean, look at the Seven of Cups. This is a very toxic relationship, and not that I feel like it's everyone around you, but I feel like maybe there is this question of paying attention to those relationships that may kind of gunk up this flow of energy here. This could be even like the people at your employment. This could be the people maybe even in your family. But there is, I mean, to have both, because usually the Seven of Cups is my prelude to a devil moment, but we're getting the prelude and the devil moment. And so I feel that there is this energy of really kind of, for some, there is this sort of like toxicity or something that I feel we need to kind of pinpoint there to kind of really sort of get this eyes on and who we're really kind of celebrating in our abundance with and who we're kind of socializing with there, Scorpio, because I feel that this is at the rate that things are kind of going with this energy, that it's going to hinder your change. It's going to stop your growth from happening. And I mean, you got one of your rulers here, Pluto, the Eon card. And Pluto can deal with that sense of power and, you know, that energy of bringing things to light. And so I feel with your season that maybe for some we're going to, and it may be your season kind of going forward, that there may be some things that are kind of revealed to you in a sense that those we may have been really vulnerable with may have been taking advantage of you in a sense, or just been kind of slowing your progress down. Pay attention, I feel like, to the intentions of others here is what this energy is really kind of giving me, making sure that actions are matching words. And because I feel like, you know, Scorpion, keep in mind too, you know, we're all spirits going through this human experience, and there are going to be mistakes that are being made, but I feel like it's one where it's like, if we made this mistake and not and grow from it, that's one thing. But if we keep, you know, if we're getting that sort of like apology, but then get right back to the same old action of, you know, it's good for like a little bit, and then it just kind of regresses back to that same type of energy, we want to think about possibly moving on from that, you know, maybe going on to different experience, closing those chapters out, and kind of recreating your universe in a sense. And that's going to require, even just thinking with that Saturn energy, that's going to require discipline and making those kind of, putting your foot down and, you know, venting these frustrations and things. But, and, you know, too, just so that it doesn't become this sort of like luggage that you're carrying when you're making these moves, what I like to say is that, you know, it's not putting, trying not to put how people may have disappointed you or things like that, put it on their actions, because it's just like they can do better, but it's just like their decisions that they're making, it's just like those, your actions are not reflecting the greatness that is you. So it's like, let's do better. So, and you know something too, you know, just, you know, with the Seven of Cups, the Seven of Cups is not all just toxicity and things, you know, where it might be kind of a little grimy here with this card. That's just because we're kind of pumping the system out, kind of cleaning things up, and that allows you to make space for new opportunities to come in, because the Seven of Cups is also a card of choices, and new people will come in there, Scorpio, for you to celebrate. And, you know, then we'll have eyes on these things, kind of match energies in a sense, you know. But all right, now we're starting to get a flow. And you know, I feel like that's too like how it kind of took a second to even kind of start that out there, Scorpio. I feel like there is this sort of, it's like your intuition maybe kind of giving you, kind of ringing a little bit, but it's not something that you don't have like that concrete evidence. And I feel like it's just kind of hold out, Scorpio, just kind of observe, you know, and just see what, just kind of see what happens, because I feel like it's one of those things I tell people all the time, and I'll tell you, Scorpio, no one can hide anything from you. If I find with Scorpio placements, it's eighth house placements, things always come to light in the end. So it's just I feel like it's just kind of, we're not manifesting anything crazy, but we are just kind of seeing what's going down during your season. But all right, let's get your last oracle card. Oh, all right, Scorpio. And then look, people trying to catch you sleeping. So you got the sleeper card here, Scorpio. And this is a card of cause and effect and clarity. And that's what I feel like is happening right now, Scorpio. It's like right now it's like, you know, that's not necessarily that your eyes are closed in a sense, but we're just kind of we're searching for the clarity. The sleeper is one that sees like omens and things that are coming. But I do feel like it's giving me almost like a Queen of Swords vibes, that with some time, it's just like that this energy always comes to light in a sense, you know, like, and that's funny because I keep getting this energy, like this thing that's kind of popping in my head. It's just like they sleeping on Scorpio. There's this like this is this underestimating type of energy that's going on here, and it's not that I feel like we're fighting or anything like that, Scorpio, but I feel like that this cause and effect is just like, you know, at the rate that either these energies that may be coming your way, or again, Scorpio, we don't want to put on anyone, or you know, if this is someone you're dealing with, is paying attention to the cause and effect. It's even giving me sort of well, in this deck it's called the adjustment card, but it's the justice card is what I'm thinking about as well. Both Libra energy that's coming through there, which deals with relationships, and well, one of the aspects. And I feel that as things start coming to light, it's just we're going to start again tapping into that your energy and start changing things, you know, swaying that energy towards a more kind of healthier type of energy, instead of staying in that toxicity with the devil there and letting things like lower your vibration or affect your abundance or anything along those lines, Scorpio. So, and I am getting an energy too, really, of just like paying attention a little bit to others, you know, the actions, but really pay attention to your actions as well there, Scorpio. How what you bring into when you make a move, what effects come into play. But let's um let's get some tarot on this, Scorpio. Hmm. That's interesting, Scorpio. Hold on, I'm gonna. Hmm. Thank you. All right, Scorpio. Last little bit here. Oh, alright, Scorpio, and there's your other ruler. Fascinating. Alright, Scorpio, so you have and I like this too. We got a lot to talk about. So we have the Four of Wands, the Five of Swords, the Queen of Disc, the Hierophant, Taurus, and then the Tower, Mars. And let's switch back over here, Scorpio, because the Tower, the Eon, and the Death card, those are very strong energies of change, and I do feel like that there is, and maybe for some, you know, maybe we've been more so kind of, I feel like there hasn't been this like real, this sleeper is giving me almost like that they're, you know, considering this eye is closed. It's just like that maybe we've either dismissed some ways that people may have been acting in a sense, or I even feel with this Five of Swords, it's almost, again, because I can't, like, there's this manipulative energy that is coming through here with this, like, and it's that's been kind of casually kind of weaving its way through here throughout the reading, and it's just like something we haven't quite gotten eyes on yet, and now, and I love that you got this sleeper right here, because you got now your eyes are kind of wide open here with this on this tower, and seeing how the foundation of certain things I feel like hasn't is not as stable as we may have thought it was, Scorpio, and now I feel like this is giving you an opportunity to look to, because maybe we had some people who were maybe kind of holding us back from even making a bigger move. You know, maybe you had been, and not to say this is happening, but like maybe you've been wanting to go to a different job, or but someone has been telling you that you can't. You know, for working, for example, that the economy's bad, or that all these things, there's no jobs out there, or maybe a family member you wanted to move somewhere away, you know, a little bit away from them, but then there may be this guilt tripping energy, something through here that I feel like is not allowing you to really kind of tap into your resources like you could, or you know, make these sort of moves that, because like even with the Four of Wands, you know, another card of completion. So it's like we're at a checkpoint here, and it's just like kind of reevaluating, like something's needing to change. But also too, Scorpio, I found it curious that you have both you got the fixed water and earth sign, and then you got the fixed fixed water and earth sign, and then the cardinal water and earth sign, Cancer and Capricorn, you and Taurus, and those form oppositions, and oppositions are their polarities, you know, trying to blend together. When they work together, they can produce really great stuff. They can produce, you know, the universe, you know, the chariot, you know, really rewarding energies. But when they're at conflict with each other, it's just a mess, you know. And that's what I feel like right now. But oppositions can also be where it's like a situation or a relationship, you know, kind of forces you to make a change. And considering again, you got your both your rulers here. Yeah, something, there's a foundation shift that I feel like is needing to happen, Scorpio. You know, we might be kind of going into uncharted territories here, but I do feel like that there is this sort of, again, this clarity that's coming through with this about why we needed to change this stuff in the first place. Because whenever we're closing some chapters out and letting things go, that can be like very difficult. But it's not just that that's happening. You're making space for newness, Scorpio, and for growth. It's just like how the leaves or the trees need to lose their leaves, you know, let those ones die in a sense so that new ones can grow. But even those old leaves that are falling, they're going back into the earth. They're feeding that tree again and feeding the air. You know, it all is a part of that cycle. That brilliant what's going through here, Scorpio. So I feel like it's where this can possibly be a little bit of, maybe a bit of a tough energy for you to go through for a little bit. It's not something that I feel is going to break you, Scorpio, because you're powerful, Pluto. You're resilient, Mars. You have the energy to tackle this stuff, and you will always come out on top there, Scorpio. A brand new you, full of growth and life lessons and experience to share down with others, you know, with that Hierophant being here. So I'm trying to get these cards in order, but I think I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. So a little something to think about. But if you like that, Scorpio, if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. And share the, Scorpio, because you know this could be a number of things. It's just like maybe someone that we might be dealing with, or you know, we may feel like a friend's kind of sleeping on something, or you know, just not quite seeing the effects of their actions, or so just kind of pay attention to that, Scorpio. You know, however this may be translating for you. And then go ahead and hit that bell button there, you tower. And then subscribe. I don't know. Subscribe, hit that bell button, get notified when I release videos each week. And then lastly, look at you getting the hottest ticket to come over to my other channel there, Scorpio. But if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to the chat. Or you just want to come over to Scorpio. I love Scorpio energy. I think it's fantastic. That's what water signs got to stick together. But I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans, and it's a good old time. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here. How interesting. So, I love that I said that. Scorpio, here's Pisces. Us water signs got to stick together. And you know what? I do feel with all the water signs, because whenever that happens, you know, there is, I feel like, a need to focus on that particular, the qualities that element embodies. So water's dealing with that intuition, your emotions, the creativity, and water energy does have troubles with boundaries sometimes, you know, and because we're so receptive to the energies of those around us. And, each of us does it very differently, but on a baseline, we do need to be mindful of the energies that in the relationships that were formed, because we can be vulnerable to that energy. And, then people may mistake your generosity for naivety, or they may take your vulnerability as a, like, you know what I mean, Scorpio? So I do feel like that with all that, that's so fascinating that happened. And lunar shenanigans, the Pisces being the moon, don't know what that's about. But I do also feel with the moon card that for some, we may be afraid to kind of close something out for having to journey into a new chapter. Because again, that can be a little intimidating. It's like better to stay where the devil go. Better to stay with the devil you know than the one you don't know. But is it? Are we gonna sleep on that, or are we going to journey into the unknown? Try something different. Change, evolve, grow. So ultimately that's going to be up to you. So yeah, I would never tell you what to do. I'm gonna kick it with you regardless, Scorpio. We all got lessons that we got to learn, but it's just something to, and that's something too, Scorpio. If this is someone else that we're dealing with, just keep in mind we can't force others to do things. You gotta let them figure it out themselves, and just be that support system there when, be that foundation when the tower starts a burning, when you got crazy whatever the hell this is burning down your tower. So just something to think about there, Scorpio. But let me get your oracle card here so I can get you out of here. Yeah, how fascinating. I love that. I love when spirit does that. Thank you. Alright, Scorpio. So you got a leg up card. And I do feel like that in a sense you do have a leg up on everyone, when it comes to these type of matters, especially when you have things like where people may feel like that you're sleeping on something, or that you don't see something, because you have very, very strong intuition there, Scorpio. And it deals with like Scorpio and eighth house placement, because that deals into the mysterious and gets into the occult and things. So you do have a lot of potent energy at your disposal. And I feel like it's not necessarily acting upon it, because we want to I feel like if something is, your scorpion senses are tingling, that's when we kick into observer mode. Like, okay, why am I feeling this way? What is that? Be more inquisitive. What actions are we seeing? And then just kind of, it's not like we're trying to catch anything, but I just feel like that is when we notice something, it's just like asking different questions. Oh, well, what's this about? Just being, because you're like the detectives of the zodiac there, Scorpio. So, but I do feel like that, just because again there was that manipulative energy that was coming through there, and Scorpio, that is a powerful gift to have. And sometimes, like, we just want to be mindful about using our gifts to influence, because I know I knew someone who has not super strong, like they have enough Scorpio placements to talk about. And there would be these times when, especially when I was like really kind of early on, kind of really learning about picking up on other people's energies and things. Scorpio energy does have a way of, I just remember, because I have a lot of Leo, and I remember sometimes we'd be having discussions and something wouldn't make sense, and the more inquisitive I would get, and the more that it didn't quite, the way what they would explain to me, it didn't sit right, and I'd get hot, and but I didn't understand what that was. It's your energy is if you're not, just be mindful, Scorpio, is what I'm trying to get at with that. So you know how your energy works when you try to get people all riled up. But I think I'm gonna leave that there, Scorpio. So you stay safe out there. All this energy that's going on here. This is a very, very interesting reading that was going on here. It's like we're playing like this like 3D chess here, Scorpio. You raise your vibration through the roof. because this is a lot. But just be mindful, Scorpio, because I was even talking with someone about interestingly enough, I was talking with someone about narcissism today, and well, when this is coming out yesterday, but so just keep an eye out for that, Scorpio, and I will catch you on the next one. Later.